Hello, it's Chris here, Real 140. Seems like it's been a while. I know I've posted a review recently, but this is the first of a new batch. I've had a little bit of a hiatus, and I've rekindled my affair with beer. Not that I really left it alone that much, but I've rekindled my interest in beer a little bit, because I popped up to what is my favourite shop, Favourite Beers in Cheltenham, and I had a bit of a poke round, and there was one beer that I asked Lee up there to set aside for me. If you do get in contact with him at Favourite Beers, Lee is very, very knowledgeable and will help you choose whatever you need to get. But he popped this up on the website and on his Facebook page, and I said to him, can you stick one of those aside for me, please? And he did, which was great. So I popped up there on the weekend, and he's put aside for me a beer by, well, it's a collaboration beer. It's called Southern Conspiracy, and it's a collaboration between Darkstar and the Bristol Beer Factory. And that's it. Now, I'm quite excited by this beer because, and I'll read you the little description here. It's dominated by fresh New Zealand hops. Yum. It's been aged in white wine casks. Now, you know, I think this is the first beer I've seen with that description. Seen lots of beers aged in whiskey casks, stuff like that. And then it's been conditioned with gooseberries to give an explosion of refreshing citrus flavours, it says. It's also 7%, so a bit of a beast. I haven't had a bottle yet, so I'm doing what they've said. I've stored it and served it slightly chilled. Let's get it open, shall we? Exciting times. Yeah. Okay. So, new beer opener for the new season. Favourite beers, beer opener. And let's put it out. There we go. Oh, yeah, nice bit of smoke popping out of that. Nicely coming out now. Nice, I'm going to witch's brew. A little bit of busyness going on there, so let's get it in the glass. There's a fair bit of yeast at the bottom of this one, so I'm going to pour it relatively slowly.
Oh, it's pale.
Extremely pale. I haven't even smelled this, but I'm looking forward to it already. A lot.
How strong is this?
It is a 7% beer, so one to be wary of, I think. Now, me and white wine don't have a great history together, so I'm not relying on that as a deal breaker, quite frankly. The last time I drank white wine, the first time I drank white wine in any real anger was a long time ago, and I ended up in a shop doorway covered in my own vomit. So let's not revisit that too much. So look at that. Can you see that? Oh, by the way, new venue. I've decided to take a break from the dining room table and move into a more relaxed setting. So this is a chair, an easy chair if you will. It's where I spend time drinking beer in my normal life. Sometimes on the sofa, but the chair is good too. So this is quite busy on the fizz. Nice little white fluffy head, reminiscent of the head that you get on Kipling by Thornbridge, in that it's very, very, very pure white. No dash of colour in there at all. Yeah, extremely pale colouring. Yeah, let's get my nose in. Just the smell of that is making those little bits at the back there to start whipping out a bit of saliva. Looking forward to this. 7%. Must remember that. Must go steady on it. But on the nose, I'm getting gooseberry, and gooseberry is one of my favourite things. I'm really irritated at the fact you can't get them in shops anymore. But yeah, it's gooseberry, it's New Zealand hops. Let's just get into it. Yeah. Cheers. So mouthfeel, very quickly. The bubbles are relatively harsh, but I think that helps in this case bang stuff right up into the top of your palate, and that's where this beer is really working well, because it's working on those sour, sharp flavours that the gooseberries and some white wines will give you. Oh, oh yeah. Mm. This beer is amazing, but it's pulling and pulling and pulling with that bitter quality. It's actually quite dry as well, so reminiscent of the front of my mouth is quite dry, the back of my mouth is full of bitterness. It's great. I really, really like this. Mm. And yeah, this tropical fruits. You know, I'm thinking lychees. I'm thinking what are the little green ones? Kumquats. Not green, orange. Kumquats. Thinking kumquats. In terms of how sharp they are, you know when you bite into a kumquat and you get that really, really sharp bit, which is the flesh of it, before you get into the sweetness of the inside part. This is doing exactly that. But the overriding thing is a good long pool of bitterness. It's fantastic. At 7%, I can see what they've actually said. Easy drinking for a 7%. Be warned. Absolutely. If somebody popped this down in front of me in the pub, I would say, great, thanks. Do you want to queue up another one already? It's quite gassy, by the way. Do you want to queue up another one? And I wouldn't even question for a second, not for a second, that this was anything more than 5.5%. There is no warning sign that this is a beast, and it is. This is thus far my favourite beer. Now don't say that lightly. There's a couple of beers that I've had that have been absolutely top of the tree, and this is in the same category as Wild Boar by Buxton, as Kipling by Thornbridge. This beer is a 10. This beer is an absolute 10. Fantastic. Nice retention of the head there. The more you drink, the more you want, the more you crave. So good, so good. So, thanks for coming back and watching again. The reason I cracked on with doing the YouTube stuff was because you've all come back and watched me. You know, quite a number of watchers whilst I was away, not doing stuff. So yeah, good. I'm going to go away now and drink the rest of this. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again soon. If you can get hold of this, by the way, you're probably not going to be able to, because I don't think you can anymore. I've got another 2 bottles in the cupboard out there. So on that metaphorical V sign, I'll see you again soon. Cheers.